Your allergy medicine might be giving you dementia. I'm serious. Millions of Americans take Benadryl like candy. But studies link it to memory loss, brain damage, and that's just one of the 7 medicines you need to throw out today. That expensive Claritin? There's a $4 version that works the same. Those daytime cold medicines? The FDA says the main ingredient is fake, a sugar pill. In 15 minutes, I'll show you which medicines are ripping you off, which ones damage your health, and the 3 medications allergists use for their own families. You'll save money, feel better, stop sneezing. Let's go. Before we start, here's why you should listen. I've spent 3 years researching pharmaceuticals. I've interviewed allergists, read hundreds of studies. I talk to pharmacy professors every month. And I'm not here to sell you anything. No supplement line, no pharma company paying me. Just the truth big pharma doesn't want you to know. Allergy medications? $15 billion industry, billion, with a B. The companies making that money don't care if it works. They care if you buy it. Most people walk into a pharmacy totally lost. You don't know what an antihistamine is, or a decongestant, or a steroid. You just know you're sneezing and miserable. So you grab whatever has the biggest ad, the prettiest box. Here's the kicker. The most advertised medicines are usually the worst options. So here's what you'll learn. The 7 medicines to avoid and why. The 3 medicines that actually work. How to pick the right one for your symptoms. Money-saving tips. The best options are often the cheapest. Ready? Let's start with the bad news. The 7 medicines you should avoid. Medicine number 1. Benadryl, diphenhydramine. Let's start big. Benadryl. If it's in your cabinet, throw it out after this video. Here's why. Taking Benadryl is like driving drunk, not exaggerating. Studies show Benadryl makes you as impaired as a 0.05% blood alcohol level. Almost legally drunk. So if you take Benadryl and drive, you're putting everyone at risk. But it gets worse. Way worse. Long-term Benadryl use causes dementia. A 2023 Johns Hopkins study followed 3,000 seniors for 7 years. Regular Benadryl users had a 54% higher dementia risk. 54%. Imagine this. You take Benadryl every spring. 10 years later, you forget names. 15 years later, you can't remember your grandkids' faces. You traded sniffles for memory loss. Third problem, Benadryl only lasts 4 to 6 hours. You take it multiple times daily. Each dose makes you drowsier. Each dose raises your risks. Terrible cycle. Now you're wondering, if Benadryl is so bad, why is it popular? Here's what they don't tell you. Benadryl was made in 1943. Over 80 years ago, we've had 80 years of better options. Medicines that don't make you drowsy, don't damage your brain, actually work better. But Benadryl is still America's best-selling allergy medicine. Why? It's dirt cheap to make. Companies spend millions marketing it. TV commercials, pharmacy displays, store shelves. Wild fact? In some countries, doctors won't prescribe Benadryl unless it's an emergency. But in America, we give it to kids like candy. Don't do it. Better options exist. Coming soon. But Benadryl isn't the only bad choice. Medicine number 2. Combination medicines. Dayquil, Tylenol, cold. Next, combination cold and allergy medicines. Dayquil. NyQuil, Tylenol, cold. Alka-Seltzer Plus. These are pharmacy bestsellers. Complete waste of money. Here's why. Say you have a runny nose from allergies. Just that. You need one medicine, but you buy Dayquil. Look at the ingredients. You're getting an antihistamine, a decongestant, acetaminophen, a cough suppressant, sometimes more. That's 5 medicines. You needed one. Paying for 5. See the problem? It's like ordering a sandwich. They force you to buy steak, pasta, salad, and dessert. Charge you $50. You just wanted a sandwich. But here's the dangerous part. Most combination medicines have acetaminophen. That's Tylenol. Acetaminophen is the leading cause of liver failure in America. It's safe in normal doses, but it's hidden everywhere. Cold medicine. Headache pills. flu medicine. Sleep aids. People overdose accidentally. They don't realize they're taking it in multiple products. My friend Sarah, last winter she took Dayquil for allergies. Got a headache, took Tylenol. Couldn't sleep, took Tylenol PM. 3 bottles, same ingredient, triple dose. Her liver enzymes shot up. Doctor panicked. She had to stop everything. All for a simple runny nose. Okay, but the decongestant part helps, right? About that. In 2023, the FDA reviewed 14 studies on phenylephrine. That's the decongestant in almost every non-drowsy cold medicine. Their conclusion? It doesn't work at all. Phenylephrine is no better than a placebo, a sugar pill. The FDA said, this ingredient is not effective. Here's the kicker. Drug companies knew this for years, kept selling it anyway. Why? The decongestant that works, pseudoephedrine, requires showing ID. It's behind the counter. People use it to make illegal drugs, so companies switched to phenylephrine. Doesn't work, but it's convenient. Goes on regular shelves. They charge $15 for placebo plus Tylenol. That $15 Dayquil? Fake medicine mixed with $3 Tylenol. And you don't even need decongestants for allergies. Nasal sprays work better. More on that later. Bottom line, skip combination medicines. Expensive, dangerous, full of fake ingredients. Now you're thinking, what about natural options? Homeopathic remedies? Those must be safer, right? Let's talk about that. Medicine number 3. Homeopathic remedies. Zicam, cold calm. Time for homeopathic allergy remedies. I'll be blunt, complete scam. Harsh? Yes, true. Also, yes. Here's why this matters. You buy a homeopathic product thinking it's medicine. You see natural, organic, herbal. It's at the pharmacy next to real medicine. Costs $12 to $15, sometimes more. Must work, right? Nope. Homeopathic products have literally 0 active ingredients. Let me explain. Homeopathy works like this. Take a substance, dilute it in water, dilute again, and again, and again. They claim this makes it stronger. Problem? They dilute it so much there's not a single molecule left. Imagine this. Take 1 grain of salt, drop it in a pool, mix it. Take 1 drop of that water, put it in another pool, mix. Take 1 drop of that, put it in another pool. By the end, no salt left, just water. That's homeopathy. You're buying $12 water with a fancy label. And I'm not making this up. The FDA doesn't regulate homeopathic products. Companies don't prove they work. Don't test them. Just bottle whatever and sell it. Story time. In 2009, the FDA warned about Zicam nasal gel. Hundreds of people lost their sense of smell. Permanently. Imagine never smelling coffee again. Never smelling your kid's hair. Never smelling flowers or bread or anything. Gone forever. From a product that didn't even work. The company paid $12 million in settlements. Then what? Kept selling other homeopathic products. People kept buying them. Here's what you need to understand. If homeopathy worked, it would just be called medicine. Real medicine goes through years of testing, thousands of studies, FDA approval, clinical trials. Homeopathy? Nothing. It's sold as a supplement, bypasses everything, costs 5 to 10 times more than real medicine. My cousin spent $40 at Whole Foods on homeopathic tablets last spring. Took them for 2 weeks. Nothing changed. Still sneezing. Still miserable. I told her to try a $5 antihistamine. Symptoms gone in 2 hours. Look, I get it. Natural sounds safe. Organic sounds healthy. But fancy water won't fix your allergies. Save your money. Let's shift gears. Time for prescription medicines doctors hand out like candy. Medicine number 4. Oral steroids, prednisone. Medicine 4. Oral steroids, specifically prednisone. Now steroids can save lives. Severe asthma? Dangerous allergic reaction? Autoimmune diseases? You might need them. But here's the problem. Doctors prescribe them for simple seasonal allergies. That's like using a sledgehammer to hang a picture. Here's why this matters. Oral steroids are powerful. They shut down inflammation in your entire body. Joints, gut, brain, everything. Side effects? Weight gain, bone loss, mood swings, infection risk, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, insomnia. Long term, they mess with hormones, weaken bones so much you can fracture something from bending over. All that, for seasonal allergies, doesn't make sense, but it happens constantly. I interviewed an allergist last year, 20 years of practice. He said 30% of new patients came in already on oral steroids for seasonal allergies. 30%. These people were miserable from side effects. Gained 15 pounds, couldn't sleep, anxious, jittery, puffy faces, and their allergy symptoms? Still there. He switched them to nasal sprays. Within weeks, symptoms improved, side effects gone. Here's what most people don't know. Nasal sprays deliver 99% fewer steroids than oral ones. 99%. Think about it this way. Oral steroids flood your entire house to water one plant. Nasal sprays use a watering can on that plant. Same result. Way less mess. So why do doctors prescribe oral steroids? Honestly, it's fast and easy. Write one prescription. Patient takes a pill for 5 days. Symptoms improve quickly. Patient's happy. Move to next appointment. But the better option, nasal spray, takes a few days to work. Patients get impatient, call back, complain. So doctors skip it, go straight to the big guns. My story. Last spring, my allergies were brutal. Went to urgent care, couldn't breathe through my nose. Doctor barely looked at me. Wrote a prednisone prescription. 5 days. I took it. Felt better in a day. Then I felt awful. Couldn't sleep, irritable, wired, and exhausted at the same time. The second I stopped, symptoms came roaring back. So I saw an actual allergist. She looked at me like I was crazy. Why did they give you prednisone for seasonal allergies? She prescribed Flonase, a nasal spray. Took 3 days to kick in. But once it did, symptoms gone, no side effects, no weight gain, no insomnia. I've used it every spring since. $8. Lasts the entire season. Look, if you have severe allergies, trouble breathing, tried everything else. Yes, oral steroids might be necessary. But for most people, overkill. Side effects aren't worth it. We've covered the obvious ones. But these next 3? Hiding in plain sight. You probably have at least one right now. Medicines number 5 to 7. Quick hits. Let's speed through these 3. Not as dangerous, still wasting your money. Number 5. Redness relief eye drops. Vicine. Clear eyes. These shrink blood vessels in your eyes. Redness goes away temporarily. The catch? When you stop, your blood vessels bounce back bigger. Eyes get more red. It's called rebound redness, vicious cycle. Plus, these don't treat allergies, just mask redness. Itching, watering, irritation, still there. Better option, antihistamine drops like Zaditor. Actually treat the allergy. More later. Number 6, multi-symptom nasal sprays. Z-Com. 4-way. Afrin with extras. Same problem as combination pills. Bunch of stuff you don't need. Some ingredients damage nasal passages with overuse. Nasal steroids work better. Don't have those risks. Cheaper too. Number 7. Brand names when generics exist. Look at these 2 boxes. Claritin, $25. Loratadine, $4. Same, exact. Drug. The FDA requires generics to work exactly like brand names. Same dose, same effectiveness, everything. Only difference? Purple box, $30 million ad budget. You're paying $21 extra for marketing, that's it. Applies to everything. Zyrtec versus cetirizine, Allegra versus fexofenadine, Flonase versus fluticasone. Always buy generic. Always. So we've covered 7 medicines to avoid: Benadryl, combination medicines, homeopathic nonsense, oral steroids, redness drops, multi-symptom sprays, brand names. Now here's what you came for. What actually works? The 3 medicines allergists recommend. They use for their own families. Effective, safe, cheap. This is the good part. The 3 medicines you should buy. Here we go. The holy trinity of allergy relief. Only 3 types you need. Best part? Together, they cost less than 1 bottle of that garbage. Let's break them down. Medicine number 1. Second-generation antihistamines, cetirizine, loratadine. Number 1. Second-generation antihistamines. Generic names: cetirizine and loratadine. Brand names: Zyrtec and Claritin. Remember, always buy generic. Why these are game changers? First, they're non-drowsy. For most people, you take 1 in the morning, function like a normal human, no zombie mode. Second, they work fast. Within an hour, you feel relief. Last 24 hours. 1 pill, done. Third, they treat all the annoying symptoms: sneezing, itching, runny nose, hives, hay fever. This is your friend. What makes these different from Benadryl? They were designed in the 1980s to not cross the blood-brain barrier. Blood-brain barrier is like security between your blood and brain. Benadryl crashes through. That's why it makes you drowsy. Messes with memory. Second-generation antihistamines? Stay in your bloodstream. Don't get in your brain. Don't knock you out. 2 main options: cetirizine and loratadine. Cetirizine, generic Zyrtec, slightly more effective. Works faster. Relieves symptoms better. But 10% of people get drowsy. Not Benadryl level, but noticeable. Loratadine, generic Claritin, slightly weaker. Zero sedation. Completely non-drowsy for almost everyone. My recommendation? Start with loratadine. If it doesn't work after a week, switch to cetirizine. Best part: 90-day supply of generic loratadine costs $5 to $10. I bought a bottle last month. $6. 90 pills. 3 months of relief. Compare that to $25 for brand Claritin. Only 30 pills. 3 times the medicine. Quarter of the price. Here's the truth. The non-drowsy label? Biggest innovation in allergy medicine in 40 years. Yet people still grab Benadryl. It's what their parents used. Eye level at the store. Recognize the pink box. Don't be loyal to drowsiness. These are better in every way. Safer, more effective, longer lasting. Won't make you a zombie. If you only buy one thing from this video, make it a second-generation antihistamine. But here's the thing. Pills work great for some symptoms. Sneezing, itching, hives. But nasal congestion, stuffed nose, can't breathe? Pills aren't enough. You need this. Medicine number 2. Nasal steroid sprays. Fluticasone, triamcinolone. Medicine 2. Nasal steroid sprays. Generic names: fluticasone and triamcinolone. Brand names: Flonase and Nasacort. Again, always generic. Same stuff, way cheaper. I know what you're thinking. Wait, didn't you say steroids are bad? Yes, oral steroids are bad for simple allergies. Nasal sprays? Completely different. Why nasal sprays are the most effective for nasal allergies? When you spray this in your nose, 99% stays there. In your nose. Doesn't get absorbed into blood. Doesn't travel to brain, bones, or organs. Just sits in nasal passages. Shuts down inflammation. Oral steroids flood your entire body. Nasal sprays target exactly where you need it. Fire hose to water lawn versus garden hose on one plant. More effective. Fewer side effects. Nasal sprays treat everything. Congestion, sneezing, runny nose, post-nasal drip, annoying throat tickle. All of it. A 2024 study compared Flonase to Zyrtec for seasonal allergies. After 1 week, Flonase users had 40% better symptom control. 40%. This is the most effective allergy medication that exists. Period. But here's the catch. Why doctors don't always recommend it. It takes 3 to 7 days to work fully. Can't just spray, wait 10 minutes, expect results. Doesn't work that way. Medication needs time to reduce nasal inflammation. Use every day for a few days. Then suddenly, bam, you can breathe. This is why doctors prescribe oral steroids. Patients get impatient, want relief now. So doctors give the quick fix, even with way more side effects. But if you can wait 3 days, nasal sprays are the way. Important. Most people use nasal sprays wrong. Don't spray straight back. That hits the middle part, drips down your throat. Spray toward your EAR. Right nostril, aim right ear. Left nostril, aim left ear. Medication coats entire nasal passage. That's where inflammation is. One more thing. These were prescription only until 2013. Pharmacies kept them behind counters. People thought they were strong or dangerous. That was marketing. Drug companies wanted you to see a doctor, get a prescription, pay $50 for brand name. Then 2013. FDA approved over-the-counter sales. Regular shelves. Generic versions appeared. Prices dropped from 50 to 10. Same medication, same effectiveness, way cheaper. Only change? No prescription needed. My story. I used to suffer every spring. Nose completely blocked, couldn't breathe, couldn't sleep. Woke up with my mouth dry as sandpaper. Mouth breathing all night. Tried pills, helped with sneezing, didn't touch congestion. Then I tried Flonase. Day 1, nothing. Day 2, nothing. Day 3, still stuffed up. But day 4, I woke up and took a deep breath through my nose. Full, clear, beautiful breath. I almost cried, didn't realize how miserable I'd been until I could suddenly breathe. Used it every spring since. $10, lasts the entire season. So here's what you do. Mild allergies, just sneezing and itching. Take the antihistamine pill. Moderate allergies, congestion plus other symptoms. Use nasal spray and pill together. They work on different allergy parts. Pill stops histamine reaction. Spray stops inflammation. Together, you're bulletproof. But what about eye allergies? If your eyes get red, itchy, and swollen every spring, pills and nasal sprays help a little. Not enough. For that, you need this. Medicine number 3. Antihistamine eye drops. Ketotifen/Zaditor. Medicine 3. Antihistamine eye drops. Generic name, Ketotifen. Brand name, Zaditor. If you've had eye allergies, you know the misery. Eyes itch so bad you want to claw them out. Rub them until they're red and puffy. Water constantly. Look like you've been crying for days. Eye allergies are the worst. Taking a pill helps a tiny bit. Antihistamine in your blood reduces some reaction. Not enough. Think about it this way. Flat tire? Would you adjust mirrors and hope that fixes it? No. Ridiculous. You'd fix the tire directly. Same with eye allergies. Problem is in your eyes. Treat your eyes directly. Antihistamine eye drops work right where you need them. Drop in each eye. Within minutes, sometimes seconds, itching stops. Redness fades. Watering calms. It's magic, how they work. When pollen or pet dander gets in eyes, your body releases histamine. Histamine causes itching and swelling. These drops block histamine directly in eyes. Stop the reaction before it starts. Because medication stays in eyes, no side effects like oral medications, no drowsiness, no dry mouth, no weird aftertaste, just relief. Zaditor went over the counter in 2006. Before that, prescription only. Used to cost $40 to $50. Now, $8 to $12. Lasts months. Only need 1 or 2 drops per eye, once or twice daily. Best value medication out there. My sister's story. Every spring, her eyes swelled so bad she looked like she'd been in a fight. Took Benadryl, made her exhausted, used Visine, worked for an hour, then worse, miserable. I told her to try Zaditor. Within 2 days, she texted a selfie, eyes completely normal. Message: where has this been my whole life? She uses it every spring now, no problem since. Let's bring this together. The Holy Trinity. 1. Second-generation antihistamine pills for sneezing, itching, hives. 2. Nasal steroid sprays for congestion and nasal symptoms. 3. Antihistamine eye drops for eye allergies. Your strategy based on allergy severity. Mild allergies, little sneezing, runny nose, nothing bad, just the antihistamine pill. 1 daily, done. Moderate allergies, congestion, sneezing, some itching, nasal spray every morning, and antihistamine pill. Severe allergies, everything's a disaster, you're miserable? Use all 3. Nasal spray in morning, antihistamine pill with breakfast, eye drops when needed. Best part? Buy all 3 generics. Spend $15 to $25 for 90 days. Less than 1 bottle of brand Claritin. 3 medications for 3 months. Less than 1 month of one brand medicine. You'll save money. Feel better. Treat allergies the right way. Before we wrap up, the action plan. Because information without action doesn't help. Remember when I asked if your allergy medicine could give you dementia? That wasn't clickbait, that was real. Now you know the truth. You don't have to choose between relief and health. Don't have to waste money on fake medicines. Don't have to feel drowsy or confused every spring. You deserve better. So use what you learned today. Clean out that medicine cabinet. Buy medicines that work. Finally get the relief you've been searching for. Your health matters. You're in control now. If this helped, hit like and subscribe. I've got your back. See you in the next one.